Seems the same
Yeah.
thing for you.
I mean, yeah, The Last Exile is definitely, the big series for me. I mean, I can admit, it's not like the perfect series. I mean, it's not like excellent. I
Hmm.
mean, I really like it. I mean, it is really good, but yeah, it's definitely because that was one of the first series I watched, and it just got me into it, and I was just so amazed by it. That's definitely, like one of the top series for me, even though I have like, since then watched Higurashi, which, I don't know if I would say it was better than it, but you know, it, I have seen series that are more complex and stuff than Last Exile.
Hmm. Wow, Higurashi again. My God, that series comes up all the time. Um, yeah, I don't know what it is about Higurashi, but people seem to really think that series is a pinnacle of anime, and I'm just like, it's certainly interesting. I'm not like I did give it 4.5 stars. I definitely do think it's a very interesting series, but I don't know why it keeps coming up as one of those like pinnacles of anime. Like I would understand if it was like Fullmetal Alchemist, if that came up a lot, or if it was Death Note or Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya. I don't know. For some reason, those series seem to have like a huge audience, pinnacle of anime in its own form and whatnot. But Higurashi, it's like I don't know. It's just there's something special about that people really seem to enjoy.
Well, I mean, I've seen Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Alchemist is definitely good, and that is one of the best series I have seen. And I understand why people like it, but like the reason why Higurashi was so big for me is because I did not expect to like it the way I did. Like I got into it by because I had subscribed to this one channel on YouTube, and the guy was putting all the first season of Higurashi on there, and it was up on my videos you subscribe to and stuff, and I was just like, oh, Higurashi, I've never heard of it, whatever, and I was just Xing out the videos, and then one day I was just like, huh, I think I might just watch just a couple minutes of one episode, and it was in like the first season on like the fourth arc, one where Mion is, well, it's the whole Mion Shion twist
Hmm.
arc, and Rika goes to her house and ends up dying, and I watched that whole segment there, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so disturbing and so violent, and I'm like, I've got to watch more of this, not because like I want more violence and everything, but it's just like, why is this happening? I have to know, everything that's led up to this point. So I started watching it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing series. I mean, it messed with your mind, and I just loved everything about it.
Yeah. One of the actually interesting things I just remembered about Higurashi, which I haven't mentioned in any of the other videos before because I just remembered it now. But I remember I don't remember what it was, but it was some sort of AMV, maybe an AMV hell, something like that. And it showed one of the scenes. It's the scene where Rika has the knife and she stabs herself multiple times, and she puts the knife up against a wall and then pushes her head into it. And it's just such a disturbing image, and it's just like we've got to find out what that anime was. And it's just, back then it was like, how could any like we were thinking like how could is this some sort of weird hentai thing, like what, like a girl hentai thing, like it's just so over the top weird. And we went and we want to watch the series and we loved it, and it's just so curious that came up in that way.
Yeah, my first actually, the first thing I saw from Higurashi was actually that scene or the little part right after that where Mion Shion is just laughing. She's all covered in blood. It's like for some reason I saw that scene before on something on YouTube, and I was just like, wow, that's really creepy. And then I watched that scene. I was like, oh my gosh, that's what it's from. I have to watch this anime now because I'd always remembered that one scene of that
Hmm.
girl laughing, and I never knew what it was from.
Did do you watch a lot of these sort of disturbing type ones? I guess similar ones would be Karen no Kyokai, or what other major ones like this? Elfen Lied, Gantz, like those type series. Is that like a big genre for you? Because I've actually
Uh,
noticed that some people enjoy Higurashi and not any of the other stuff, and then some people just like the whole gore thing.
Um, so far, Higurashi's been my only series of that genre. I did start Umineko, which I mean, it's
Hmm.
it's technically like I guess the next series in that whole line. Um, I haven't watched anything else. My uncle watched Elfen Lied, and he said it was pretty good. I mean, I think he said that I'd like it, but so I might be checking that out. But as far as the rest of the series go, I've usually tried to stick more towards the like action kind of comedy kind of anime. So I haven't really delved too far into the psychological horror kind of.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, so is there anything related to anime that you're interested in? Any other, or not even related, but any other major hobbies or interests you have?
I'm definitely a huge video game fan. I definitely say I'm a bigger video game fan than anime
Hmm.
fan. Not saying that, I'm like, I'm, kind of casually watching anime, but it's just I've been playing video games since I was, old enough to hold the old NES controller, so that's definitely been a big part of my life.
Yeah, like yeah, video games is obviously a huge part of my life too. I'm fairly sure I've said it sometime before, but I'm going to school and whatnot. My goal is to become a game designer. It's just a thing. I don't actually get very competitive with games or very like into storylines or anything like that. I'm always the person who's just yelling at people about the game mechanics, the innovation, the whole thing. I love the design of games, and I care little about anything else. And so I'll play new games just for the sake of playing them, like not that I'm interested in the game, not that thing. I'm just like this does something different. I've got to play it. And people just find it so weird. It's like, what do you actually like in games? And I'm like, my guilty pleasure, I guess, like is um, hack and slash games. I love hack and slash RPGs like Gauntlet Dark Legacy or Diablo 2 stuff. Just where you're leveling up and you're growing a character, but really you're just killing a crap ton of stuff, and that's the fun part. Um, Other than that, though, like I don't have many genres or anything that I actually like just love playing. I play like everything just for the sake of playing it and finding out what it's like.
I'll pretty much play anything that's not like a sports game or racing games, or like racing games that are like Burnout. I'll play those, because it's got
Yeah.
destruction and explosions. But I'm really into the whole story-driven games now. Since I'm a huge BioWare fan, so of course they've got Mass Effect and Dragon Age, which I've been playing. So um, I've been playing those games and been really into the stories. So it's like every game now that I play that doesn't have a story that's like the BioWare level, I'm just like, this is retarded. This is stupid. BioWare could have done the story for this and would have been amazing. And I'm just been into that. And then of course the whole mindless online shooter thing. So I've been playing Bad Company like crazy. So that's been a lot
Hmm.
of fun.
Yeah. No, that sounds. Yeah. BioWare is actually Canadian, so woo, might actually work there later. um, I've actually I love BioWare. I think they're an amazing company, but I actually haven't played through many of their games. Like I played Mass Effect. I played um, Knights of the Old Republic, I think it's called. And Jade Empire, which is a really old one that they made, and
Right.
something else by them. But yeah, I played a bunch, but I've never gone past like 10, 15 hours. Oh, Mass Effect. Um, Maybe I already said that one. Oh, and Dragon Age. Yeah, I played Dragon Age too. But I've never really gone past 10, 15 hours because just those RPGs where it's very intricate, like JRPGs or American style. I just get so bored with the intricacies of the characters and whatnot that I just can't do it. The only close to that I've been into was Fallout 3, and I absolutely love the stories in that too. Like I do enjoy stories in games. It's just it has to have that gameplay level where I really enjoy too to get me into it. And I just find that most of BioWare style or Fable or any sort of American or Japanese traditional RPGs, I just can't get into it because they're just so slow in their method of building up your character.
Hmm.
It's just a problem of mine. I don't know why it is. I've like recently I tried Dragon Age Origins because obviously that's sort of recent, and I tried Final Fantasy 13 or whatever recently after that, and both of them I got maybe 10, 15 hours in, and I was just like I can't go any farther. It's not so much that I quit. I'm just like I just stopped playing for a little bit. I'm like okay, I'll get back to it, and I never get back to it. I'm just like I just feel no drive to continue. And so I feel bad because a lot of people really enjoy those types of games, and for me, I haven't really entered that game. So it was like FPSs. I played tons of different FPSs, like Halo and Gears of War for 50 to 100 hours each. I played uh, platformers 15 to like or 50 to 100 hours each. I played like all the different major game genres, except for the major story-driven traditional RPGs. And it's like I don't have anything against them. I just never get far in them. So it's an oddity.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, but what right now I'm playing a game called League of Legends, which is based off of the Dota map from Warcraft 3. It's a mod for Warcraft 3 that's fairly well known and whatnot. And it's actually a really excellent game. I started playing just because I wanted to know that I'd never played Dota, and I'm like, okay, I'll get to know the design of Dota. It's a very popular game, so I want to know. And then I just fell in love with it. I'm like, wow, this game is actually really, really awesome.
Yeah, I've heard of that.